Why can't I hear anything? Alrighty. Good evening. This is JustVine, as you can plainly see. Today we're doing Heart of Battle, which is our play to learn section. We go into sometimes casual, usually ranked, and try to actually focus on learning instead of just winning. So today's a interesting day for me. Not so much interesting so much as it's a whole bunch of pieces coming together in my own training. So I've been silver long enough now that I understand what is required, at least in ranked matches, to go the distance more or less and go into super silver. And this is mostly a function of my own bad habits. And I had to take a look at a lot of different things to figure out what exactly I was doing wrong. So the first thing that I had to figure out was, why do I get thrown so much? Because in the silver ranks, more than in the bronze ranks, people like throwing and they almost require throw teching. So at first I thought this was an issue with my ability to throw tech, my ability to react to somebody throwing me. But as I trained with Nashbot and then later AlexBot, it became clear to me that my problem was more so that I got caught up so much in the air game and trying to keep myself from getting jumped in on, from getting dashed at, etc. And I just was having a super stressful time with people jumping in on me. And that was, to me, sort of the, like, I don't want to call it a scrub tactic, but that was the main, like, thematic thing that people did in bronze, right? They either jumped in at you, or they liked hanging back a lot and keeping away, not engaging much. And obviously these things always infuriated me. I'm not the kind of person who likes a lot of jumping, and I'm not the kind of person who likes a lot of non-engagement, unless you're like close to each other and it's like a tense sort of martial arts moment. But that's a whole different feeling too. I'm just gonna hang back here, maybe throw some like whirlwinds or fireballs and just not really care about the engagement. So those things always bothered me, but I always had a problem specifically with the jump in part of it. So I worked on my anti-airs. I got good at my anti-airs for the most part. I could react to a jump with my anti-airs, but I got stuck. I got stuck with my anti-airs because in order to do them, I needed to think about them, and that, there was a lot of reasons behind that. So that was the first thing I needed to figure out. I needed to figure out why I was so uncomfortable in those positions, and that was mainly because I didn't have any response other than anti-airing. And because of that, the moments where people can jump in on me caused me to look up into the air too much and to ignore the ground game. And so I'm not even thinking about, oh, this person is in range to throw me, I should throw tech. Even though I can see it coming a mile away, I can even consciously think this person's gonna throw me. But that doesn't matter because my subconscious brain, the one that I rely on to actually react to the situation, rather than plotting out the strategy, is going, okay, where's the jump in? Where am I going to get to do my jump in? How am I going to anti-air this annoying person's jump? So I could get over that psychologically by just stop caring about people jumping, but then I don't actually react to the jump in itself properly. I need, as a player, as just part of my personal way of approaching fighting games, I need an emotional reason to react to something. So I couldn't take that away. So that is how I ended up going, yeah, I probably need to do something else. So it came down to AlexBot in particular, and some other training I had done prior to that with Ryubot, was I just trained against someone who jumped a lot, and I figured out, oh, there's all sorts of different ways I can approach the situation that I just didn't. Because I don't like jumping, for one thing. And AlexBot, one of his primary point systems is the air-to-air him, right? So we had some bots in the past that you would get points for that, but it was not like the heavy innate focus of them. So AlexBot himself sort of triggered that realization of, oh, not only can I jump in response to another person's jump, sometimes I even need to. Instead, sometimes it's the optimal response to jump and counter their air attack with an air attack of my own. And that concept in itself had never occurred to me when I was still figuring out the game. So that was the second thing that made me realize that was, oh, I can air to air. And I can respond to a jump with an air to air. And honestly, that's a really hard thing to train, as we mentioned in the AlexBot disc guidance. There's so many things and different ranges to train with your air-to-airs. It's very character specific because every character has a different jump arc or different jump timing. And it's also very dependent on your own moves and how you react to things. So it's a level of character specific knowledge that, like, you just need, that's part of learning the matchup. So I ended up feeling a little more confident once I figured that out, but I was still missing something. And I actually figured this out before the air-to-air thing, was, oh, I can respond to a situation where someone is jumping at me with dash. And that's something I technically knew, especially as a Bison player. That's something that was always known to me. It was never hidden from me. But I didn't really do it for air-to-airs, or for jump-ins, because I was so fixated on solving the problem with anti-airs. Because, I mean, you're told by basically everyone that you need to have good good anti-airs in order to get your basics in this game, get out of bronze and silver, and it's very solid advice. I don't really disagree with it, but it caused me personally to fixate on it. And so I had a tool in my toolbox that I just never used. So training with Ryubot a little bit, I was able to figure out the specific timings where I would want to, where I had an emotional reason to dash. I had, it's more so a logical one, but logic and emotion are not that dissimilar in fighting games, in my opinion. Because it's all about reacting to a response. But anyway, that's an aside. The point is, I learned that, oh, I can solve this problem with dashing, and oh, I can solve this problem with air-to-airs. So that's what we're doing today. That's sort of my long explanation, updatey thing on my own training. And that's why I have AlexBot here. AlexBot is the main person for me to train my air-to-airs, and that's the one I have the most trouble with, so that's why I'm using him instead of a different bot for practicing dashes. So, with the bulk of the talking finally out of the way, I'm gonna set up some casual matches to warm up a little bit. Not that I probably need it. But I kind of like having at least one match where it's like casual, just to like recalibrate to the fact that I'm fighting another human being. That's always something that can be a problem for me personally, since I do play training mode so much. So. So that's the thing I am going to be learning today. As I mentioned, air-to-air stuff and just reacting to a person's jump in general is really character specific, and it's really specific to the position you're in as well. So I have bots to train against, but you know, bots only help so much, especially since not all our bots are capable of jumping. So that's why I'm using online to supplement that. I'm not wearing the right costume. What a pain. A little bit of lag here. Oops, that's not where I was supposed to dash. So that required a bit of patience. But it seems I am adjusting alright. But this is the kind of Ken I wanted to face in the first place. He's very likely to want to keep his turn as much as possible and use jumping as a solution to that. Ooh, nice back kick. But honestly, if you're not trying to keep your turn against Bison, you're probably not playing the matchup right. So I'm totally... Ah, God, what a pain in the ass. Anyway, you're probably not trying hard enough if you don't try to keep your turn. So I can respect that. Ah, I keep missing that link to my combo lately. I probably need to clean that up a bit. Ah, damn, see? Was so focused on the air part of that approach that I missed out that he was going to just walk up and throw me, and that was pretty obvious. In the end, I think he was a little too tense.
You win.
For his own good. It felt like he wasn't using Shoryukens willy-nilly and was more so trying to use it as get off of me tool, and in a timing that seemed a little too obvious to me. But, meh.
Round one. Fight.
There you go. Ooh, probably should not have pushed a button after that. I didn't know that lost. Ooh. Thought he was gonna try and throw me after that. Ah! Damn! Good crouching medium kick from our fellow kin here.
Round two.
I don't know if the lag was the reason that was allowed to go through, but... probably didn't need to spend all that meter, but eh.
Final round.
Right, I should be looking for air-to-air opportunities, because he does really jump a lot. No, that was a dash. Or honestly, a heavy punch. Well, crouching heavy punch, I mean. Yeah, that was just badly timed on my part. Ah, man. I really gotta stop, like, not throw teching after my B reversal or something.
You lose.
Alright. Well, I could probably use another match with him anyway. Given I was not really fighting him up to par. Ah. Yeah, I just don't know what I want to do when he jumps in at that range. Yeah, he probably saw that coming at that point. Oh man, though.
Round 2. Fight.
I probably need to... Oh, that sucks. I probably need to learn how to V reversal properly at some point, but... I'm starting to get the hang of it, but I keep doing it when I know it's going to be unsafe, and I can't really learn until I get over that. But I think my main problem was I just didn't see... places where I wanted to air, and I mean that's why I'm doing this training. But so why don't I think? Why can't I find the ranges to do that in?
Another fight is coming your way.
I think it's because I keep trying to solve the entire picture of his jump in at once instead of focusing on one part. So let's try and be a little more mindful of that, and hopefully this person jumps some. Oh, it's an Akuma. He'll probably jump.
Round 1. Fight.
Yeah, he jumps plenty good. was supposed to be a neutral jump. Akuma, forever my demon.
Round 2. Fight.
But a lot of the reasons why Akuma is such a bad matchup in my head for me is because of some of the stuff I've been talking about. He adds another piece of the puzzle to the puzzle that I already have trouble with. So I end up getting stuck. Well, that would have been good if I actually pushed a button. He really should be punishing me for that bad beat reversal. Oops. See, Akuma adds to my picture.
You lose.
Oh, and it might also be unsafe to push a button against him at that time, so you need to dash more. Or you need to jump backwards even, probably. Which, jumping backwards on purpose, it never occurs to me because it always happens by accident. So... I deserve that. Oh, I did absorb a fireball. Damn. I should have done an EX and comboed that. Because I know I can do that in V-Trigger, it's just, I don't have that quite logged into the system yet. I have been practicing them lately though. Oh, I didn't have any V-meter there. Oh well. Ooh, nice demon flip mix-up. Very nice. And down I go. Or he misses. Poor dude. One thing Amara had explained to me before that I'm still getting the hang of with Bison, although I have thankfully fixed a bit with Nika, was that because I never really jump at people, they never have to worry about the same air game that I'm constantly struggling with. And because of that, they're just under less pressure than me in some ways. So I'm not a very jumpy person, as I don't know, that's partially a style thing. But I should have saw that coming. I didn't grab him. Darn. Ooh. Ah, and see, at that range, I don't feel as bad about it. At that range, when I see, oh, not only can he throw me, but he's also been pushing a lot of buttons. If I still guess throw, that doesn't bother me as much. But honestly, a lot of my personal problems come from that sort of thing. It makes me feel a bunch of irony that is not lost. That a lot of my habits, my bad habits, are reflective of the thing that bothers me most about any given player. And the reverse. So I'm bothered by jumping, so I don't jump much. I'm bothered by people hanging in the back a lot, so I try to approach them when I probably shouldn't. That one's mostly fixed, thankfully. But I'm still a little too impatient for similar reasons. But again, that's gotten a lot better. Playing Bison a lot more helps. You really can't play Bison impatiently, like, by default.
Another fight is coming your way.
But you really, really, really need patience for the style of Mika I play. I like playing Mika very neutral, which is not technically what she's designed for as a whole, but I like being in neutral as Mika. I don't know why. It's just sort of my personal thing. But you gotta be patient and brave to just stand there and do nothing. It's a very important skill. One that I'm still working on, but knowing when to just do nothing is probably something that is easier for some people than others, but is definitely a requirement, I think. Or learning how to do the opposite and never be patient and never
Round one.
not do anything. Oh, I'm fighting a kin. Well, that mentally registered to me really late. Alright, so you're gonna do that. And you're gonna keep getting thrown unless I stop throwing. See, that was probably a dash moment for me. Ah, right. The timing changes when he's in the trigger. And that's game. Oh well.
Round 2. Fight.
I probably should have thrown there. I seem to be getting a lot more lag tonight than I'm used to. My IT person says that they don't know. So it's probably just opponents, or maybe weirdness from my ISP. Alright, let's turn on ranked even though I'm getting whomped. But we are here for a learned whomp, not a victorious whomp. So. And I'll change my goddamn costume while I'm at it. There we go. That's better. Alright. Time to put on the game face. I'm even getting lag in my training mode. I hate when that happens. And I'll never understand what causes it. Well, hopefully this 5 bars is true. Because if there's one thing I won't put up for in ranked, it's the type of lag that we were having in that last match.
Your opponent is using their
It's the same Akuma I just fought. Okay then. Well, I guess it's time to get serious then.
Round 1.
Run back.
Fight.
Ah, that was not worth the trade.
Round 2. Fight.
I'm trying to get my turn back too early. But he's doing every single Akuma thing I just suck at dealing with. So he deserves this bit of my points, I suppose. I'll feel super whiny all the way, but, you know, I'm in a whiny mood lately.
Round 1. Fight.
Alright, new approach, fuck you. All of the salt. Ah, that drop combo. Killing myself here. What? Alright. Did not know he could do that. I deserve that. I deserve that on so many levels. Aw, man. That was awful. Ah, damn. So many levels I deserve that loss.
Round 2.
Ah, man.
Fight.
Oh, right, you like the shimmy. I forgot about that. Well, it's a little too late to forget about that now, but he has CA. Oh, man. Ah, man. I don't get a rematch either. That was the second match, so... Ah, man. Akuma is hard. For me. Super hard. Well... honestly, a lot of this is matchup knowledge. And... a little bit of laziness on my part. Because I know I have problems against Akuma, and honestly I haven't seen him very frequently lately, but... that's another problem too that one really needs to be careful of. If you get too caught up in the reason why you lost against a specific character, you can end up forgetting that, oh yeah, there's like all this like other matchup stuff that I need to work on in order to make like my base solid moving forward against said matchup. Because in some regards, for some matchups, you really need to know certain things that have nothing to do with your problem in order to get to the right situation where you can deal with your problem. And it can take a while to figure out that that's the case. At least for me. But for Akuma, at least in that matchup, I was just totally unsure as to what specific buttons I needed to press.
Round one.
And I probably got caught up too much in the match. Oh, nice parry. And dash up throw starting to annoy me a little bit, but and I got perfected. Okay then.
Round two.
I'm gonna lose a lot of points today. But that's okay. Ah! Why does he always do that dash into throw? What is he aiming to do? Ah, again with the dash into throw. He does it when he doesn't even need to. And then I was too focused on the throw and tried to tech it and lost. So, alright, that was my fault. But if I rematch you, I better win. Because I know exactly what I'm doing wrong here. That's right, take my free points.
Round one.
Oh man.
Fight.
Oop, didn't backdash in time. What the fuck was with that sweep? Fine. Jerk. Nice parry. Ah, that should have been heavy. It should have been heavy. Not medium. Ah, damn. I was gonna look so cool too.
Round two. Fight.
Nice reactions though. Ah, fuck. Ah, that's cute. Fuck you and your shitty corner pressure. Damn it. Hey, you better kill me. And you didn't. And you still got away. Damn! Okay. Well, that person trained their corner pressure really well. Clearly. Yeah, I'm just not adjusting well at all to this. I almost had it for a while. I almost had the right groove for a while, but just seemed to not be quite in the game today. I almost don't want to use Alex for this, given all of the stuff that's been coming up. So I may change bots in a little bit. Ow.
Get ready for action.
Oh, these have all been casual still? Oh. Come to think of it, there was no rank thing going up. Well, that explains some things. Like the rematch with the Akuma. Okay then. I guess I forgot to press apply settings. That always gets me. Well, at least all this time being bodied hasn't gotten points deducted from me. I guess that's a bright side. Because I'm getting bodied super hard today. Not my best day. I've had lots of better days.
Fight.
Alright, what beats that heavy kick then? I probably should have done crouching punch in that block string. That was not a real block string. I knew that throw was coming too. She was fishing for that super hard. But I got thrown anyway.
Round 2.
Alright, so what makes you... Oh. World is telling me to deal with dash up throw today. Which is good, because it's technically something that I wanted to practice against. Ugh. Oh, nice spiral arrow. Ah! Yeah, that was me being too twitchy.
Final round.
Damn.
Fight.
I deserve that. Right, that's the common situation I get caught in when it comes to jump-ins. I'm moving backward, the enemy jumps in on me at a point where I don't even know why that sweep worked. Anyway. I'm walking backward, the opponent has me on pressure, at least a little bit. They jump, and I reflexively block, I reflexively try to dash back, and I suffer for it because the dash back doesn't come out in time for whatever reason. And block is basically getting me nowhere in that particular scenario. And, so I know that sometimes that happens to me because I'm I'm actually not in a defensive mindset. I'm in an offensive mindset. And the opponent attacks, and my brain switches to the mode where, oh, it's the opponent's turn, the opponent is attacking, I should defend myself. Okay.
Round 2.
So that's one of the reasons. I know there's another reason for it though. What was it? Right. I see that it's happening, but I don't register why it's happening. I don't know why the opponent chose to jump at that timing for whatever reason.
You win.
So maybe I need to look out for that. Maybe I need to look out for what causes an opponent to jump in that sort of situation. Because I'm clearly moving backward, and emotionally I go, why would you jump at me when I'm moving backward? Why would that work? I'm so far away from you, it's stupid. Maybe my instinct... I could work on the part of the interaction where I hit crouching heavy punch earlier. Or dash forward in response. And that's something I probably do need to train on. But today I'm not really interested in grinding that sort of thing out. That's better for a sandbag casuals or some other thing. So today, let's change my plan a little bit here and make today's plan looking out for moments when the opponent jumps in on me when I'm walking back and try to analyze it from there. Because it's that my mind isn't like ready for them to jump, and no amount of training, my reaction, my mind state of okay, they're jumping, no amount of training on that side of the equation will help. Because in the end, if my mind isn't even in that state, all that training isn't very helpful.
Round 1.
I don't know if Spawn will jump much, but we'll see. Luckily for me, I have a little more experience with the Fong matchup due to Fong bot than I probably ever would have otherwise. I mean, I'm doing super horribly because he is still a matchup I don't have too much experience with, but I at least know what I'm looking at, and that helps a lot.
Round 2. Fight.
Fortunately, he doesn't jump in the way I need him to. Ah, that left-right mix-up got me so bad. Oh man. Well, that sucked. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna go into rank today. Because honestly, the part of the reason we go into ranked for play to learn is because the incentive for winning is existent, really. I see. Yeah, alright.
Round 2. Fight.
Why do you swoop in that moment? That makes no sense to me. Ah. Should I react to Nishikyu with slide instead of jump? Yeah, I thought they do. Well, it worked for a little bit, and then I got to the actual puzzle piece, and then I didn't adapt in time, I guess. So thanks for the advice. No, it wasn't an adaptation problem, more so I just didn't know what to do. But that's why I wanted to get in this situation in the first place, to figure out what to do, so I guess mission accomplished. Also, I was a bit nervous too. I'm playing a bit nervously all day, really. Which gets me back to the point of the reason why we play ranked matches is to add to the stress a little bit, while also trying to still be focused on learning instead of winning itself, and try to decondition that response. But I'm already pretty stressed, apparently. And, well,
Get ready for action.
I'll take that, I guess.
Another fight is coming your way.
It's not ranked. And I'm pretty focused on trying to learn in the first place. And not autopiloting too much, although I'm definitely autopiloting a little bit, but that's mostly from trying to talk while I play. So, So I'm gonna get bodied, but that's okay. This is actually probably good because Koreans tend to jump at the range where I have the most problem with. Ah, couldn't be reversal apparently. Oh well. That is not how I expected to lose. Oof. Oh man. Next week I should probably focus on my corner situation. Because I seem to be having a lot of trouble with that lately. But no, this week is still air week, so... Well, that kind of sucked in a lot of ways. Didn't really get training on what I wanted, so... See if we can fix something here. What made her jump? I still don't get it. Maybe she was bored. I don't know. None of that fun business.
Round 2. Fight.
She has full resources though. Oops. Man, I hate when I'm freaking... Ah! Whiff punishes for days. take that trade.
You win.
It feels like she does that when she's stressed, which I don't think is necessarily helping me much. But the fact that I even am guessing something so specific is probably a good thing. So...
Round one. Fight.
And that's the other problem I really have with anti-airs, which I think I might have already said, but I can probably reiterate fine since it's been a while, is that I just get so focused on the jumping itself that I just don't tend to handle the situation very well. Gotcha. So will she jump more?
Round two.
My hypothesis is correct. She'll probably jump a little bit more in this round. Ugh. Oops. Ugh. That... Well, I did notice something that was good for me to finally catch, and I'm sort of glad that I did. So, it's completely unrelated to what I was training, but it's still something I'll bring up because things to say. So a while ago, I had figured out a way to guarantee myself that I would get my charge moves out 100%, no problem. And that was basically by treating them like half circles, which doesn't work for all charged characters, I don't think, but it definitely works for Bisons. So... right there. Why did she do that? So, but I apparently don't do this for the EX, and that makes me mess up my, I end up back jumping a lot or forward jumping a lot when I don't mean to, or I end up only hitting like heavy punch or heavy kick. So that's good. I'm glad I finally caught that, because that's been bothering me for a while. Because I had fixed it for like pressure and light, but I didn't fix it for my EX. So that's really nice. And I probably do it a little bit in neutral too, now that I think about it. Ah, keep forward jumping. I can't escape Alex by fighting someone else. Alright.
Your opponent is using zone.
Alright, Scrub Lord. Well, I don't think your jump ins are necessarily my problem, but your jumps certainly are, so let's see how this match goes.
Round one. Fight!
Ooh, nice command throw. That was very... And when Vega... Whenever you play Vega well, it always looks really pretty. I think that was the correct response to that. It was a trade, but it was still probably worth it. Okay, well played, Scrub Lord.
Round two.
Oh man.
Fight!
Yeah, I'm super salty today. Which is not normally my thing, but as I was saying, I'm pretty whiny lately too. And that's done. Freaking perfect me, aren't you? No perfect for you. I'm still gonna lose, but... He seems to only do the EX one though, which... That command throw, he's so on point with that command throw though. I can't help but be a little, appreciative of it. Like, he even, like, switched out of Claw during a combo into command throw, which is just awesome. You know what? I don't think I've seen him climb the cage either. I don't think I've ever seen that happen, actually. Alright. Now I'm in the perfect situation where I wanted to be. But what caused the shift? I'm still trying to figure out. Yeah, see? I don't... Is that just a normal thing to do for people? To just jump in on people who are walking backwards? Like, from like a physics standpoint, that doesn't make any sense to me. Why don't I do that, then? What are other people thinking that I'm not? Or maybe I do it and I just don't notice.
Final round. Fight.
So it's a bison specific sort of thing? Well, not just bison, but against charged character people who don't have Dragon Punch, I guess? Alright. I guess that makes sense. I'm not giving up bison anytime soon. Bison's also really slow, so I really shouldn't be this surprised, but it happens to me on Mika all the time too, and she's not exactly lead feet, so...
Round one.
And in Mika's case, I think I even get even more emotionally upset, which is probably part of what's in my way of getting good at her, but... Why does that hit low? That's so weird. Come on, you know I do that by now. She'll throw me. Oh, nice. I was not expecting that at all. And again with the command throw.
Round two.
So I guess I'm not thinking about it because I don't face non-DP people and non-charge characters and... Okay.
Final round. Fight.
Yeah, I just... it's... I swear it's one of my biggest weaknesses. I probably have other ones that are worse, but, why didn't you see me, sir? Like, come on. Ah! Ah! Okay. Well played. Oof, that hurt. Well, when I wasn't thinking about it, I was able to handle the jump-ins relatively fine. So maybe I just think too much. I mean, that's totally true. I do think too much, but more seriously. I get the impression that my heavy punch is too slow. And maybe that's not true. So I'll probably practice with Vegabot a little bit later today and try to figure out some timing related stuff. But I think that was a really good last match. I didn't say anything, but it was pretty climactic, I think. And I did get to practice some of my stuff today. A lot of this is very grindy and character specific, as I've said. So, I think overall I succeeded in my goal, and I will take my W along with the L for learning. So, tomorrow we got Guilebot 2.0. That'll be good. And, next week, who knows? I doubt Zeku's going to be released next week, so we'll probably have an interesting time ahead of us. This is JustVine. Thank you for watching The Heart of Battle, and we will see you tomorrow for Disc Guidance.